Hi, today is Tuesday, March 21st, 2017. It's the second day of the fourth week of Lent, and this is a Swede Speaks. In Denmark, a Turkish-born, or at least Turkish-descended, member of parliament, Özlem Cekic, who belongs to the Socialist People's Party, has reported, has told about that she has received threats because she has involved herself in the debate about what's going on in Turkey. And a story has arisen in Denmark that there is now a hotline you can call in Turkey to report on Turkish citizens living abroad who are making statements against Erdogan, against the opinions of the ruling party of his AKP party, and so on. So there seems actually to be a blacklist of Turkish citizens living abroad. I suppose Erdogan is not campaigning for these people. And I think this is very interesting. First of all, didn't Erdogan say that the Germans are Nazis? That the Dutch are Nazi remnants? What exactly was he criticizing them about? Because if we look at Turkey, try being a Christian in Turkey. That doesn't work very well. I mean, 100 years ago, 20% of the population in what is now Turkey was Christian. Today, 0.02% is Christian. Only 100th is left. And what happened to the Christians? They were massacred. A lot fled the country. People were forcefully converted. And I heard a story that many Kurds actually have Christian grandmothers or great-grandmothers. That Kurdish men married Armenian women or Syriac women. And of course the children were raised as Muslims, because according to Islam the children will get their father's religion. That's why Muslim men are allowed to marry Christian and Jewish women, but the Muslim woman cannot marry Christian or Jewish men, or men of any other faith than the Muslim one. But anyway. So, and what has Turkey been doing? Turkey has turned into a semi-totalitarian state. And Erdogan said a few years ago that he actually liked Hitler, that he looked up to him, and he would like the same powers in Turkey as Hitler had in Germany. So, why on earth is he going around calling European countries Nazi? Who is the Nazi here? And I have yet to hear about a German or a Dutch blacklist of Germans or Dutch people living in other countries, because they would be in opposition to the government policies of their former home countries. I have yet to hear about anything like that. But it seems like in Turkey, this is what's being done now. And it's us Europeans who are the Nazis. And by the way, I have noticed that when I criticize what's going on in Turkey, when I criticize how Turkey is threatening Europe with that they're going to send lots of refugees or so-called refugees to Europe, when I criticize that the Turkish regime will have campaign meetings in, for instance, Germany or Sweden or Norway or wherever, I always get some angry Turkish comments. There was some guy who called me a potato peeling Viking. By all means, Mr. Offended Turk, go on. I am peeling potatoes. I did that earlier today. But you do know that potatoes isn't really a Scandinavian thing. You do know that he got it from the Native Americans. So maybe you should read up on your history and your knowledge on culture. But potato is good. I recommend it to you too. Oh, I just had to say that. There is also one other thing I'd like to mention, and that is that it has now been announced by the ruling party in Turkey that there will be no more campaigning from their side in Germany. You could wonder why. Has Merkel and Erdogan struck a deal? Has President Trump called up Erdogan and told him to stop this? Is there a deal between the United States and the Saudis and the Turks? Who knows? I don't know. But for some reason, they say that there will be no more campaigning in Germany, which is good. I wonder if they're going to stop campaigning in Sweden and Norway too. One would hope so, but we'll see. And what should we do about the relationship with Turkey? I mean, if you have studied history, you should know that the Turks have been feared in Europe for hundreds of years, for at least as long as since the fall of Constantinople. And the date of that fall is, by the way, celebrated in Turkey every year. They are celebrating the fall of Christianity. That's really sad. Or well, Christianity has not fallen, but the fall of Christianity in Turkey. There is an Orthodox patriarch in Istanbul, or as I'd like to call it, in Constantinople, and he could probably tell a story or two about what's going on there now. And how they took that wonderful Hagia Sophia church and turned it into a mosque. Terrible. And the thing is, as long as the Europeans will not make a stand, as long as Europeans have weak leaders, the Turkish government can really get away with anything. So, about this blacklist, will it cease? I don't think so. I think there are Turkish citizens living in Europe who actually can't travel to Turkey, because if they did, they might be in trouble. And that's completely unacceptable. And of course, I think that if you're living in Europe, if you have dual citizenship, if you have Turkish citizenship combined with, say, Danish or Norwegian or Dutch or British or whatever, I think you should give up your Turkish citizenship if you want to be a part of Western civilization, of Europe. If you don't, you should really go home to Turkey again, because then you don't belong here. And when the Turks have chosen if they want to be Turkish citizens or if they want to become Westerners, if they want to become Europeans, or before that, European leaders, I said it before, I will say it again, close the border to Turkey. Send the military, not only the Greek and the Bulgarian, and we could help them out too, because the European border to Turkey is especially the Greek and Bulgarian border. We could help them out with resources, we could help them out with soldiers. I think it's fine. I think Sweden should send troops. I think Norway should send troops. I think the British should send troops. I think everyone in Europe really should send troops to watch that border. We shouldn't give a single euro or cent or pound or krona or whatever to the Turks. We need to, because Turkey has been using this as a weapon. That the European Union struck a migrant deal with them. And they have been using this deal as a weapon, so now they can use it to threaten, to say, if you don't do as we want, we will just open the gates and let everyone pass through Turkey and go to Europe. And of course they don't respect Europeans. Of course not, because the Europeans have chosen leaders who are weak. And I could go on forever about that, but I won't right now. I'll just say that I think that it's time to make a stand. And by the way, the Danish foreign minister, Anders Samuelsen, he is supposedly going to call in the Turkish ambassador in Denmark to discuss this list, because he thinks it's unacceptable. So kudos to the Danes. And don't back down. And because we should not accept this. This is not a civilized behavior. And if you want to be a part of Europe, Turkey, You need to be civilized. Of course, you can never become a part of Europe unless you leave Islam. That is the truth. An Islamic country can never become European, and it almost looked like Turkey would have it. But then you got this crazy Erdogan and all his policies, and now we are seeing the true colors of Turkey again. And we recognize the same Turk that was feared by our ancestors for hundreds of years. And let me just say this, because I know that leftists and liberals love to misunderstand. So let me just say this before I end this little speech. I have nothing against Turks as an ethnicity. It is not about that. It is this mentality, this culture shaped by Islam. That's the problem. And that's what I have to say about this right now. I would like to thank the people who are supporting this channel through prayers, through PayPal, and through Patreon. And that is very important. And if you like this channel, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. Please share my videos on Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media you are using. And if you like my videos, please like them. If you got something to say, feel free to comment. Even if you're gonna call me a potato peeling Viking, I can live with that too. And I would also like to encourage you to support this channel. And that can, as I said, be done through PayPal and through Patreon, and I will include all the necessary information in the information box below. This is A Swede Speaks. Have a nice day.